Welcome to the unspoken truths of digital leadership, living the leadership values. Our guests will talk about the unspoken truths of leadership, the values, the dark side and the learnings from dealing with conflict with integrity. Discover how they lead more effectively, how they make decisions, how they live their leadership values, and how they deal with the consequences that happen because of the decisions that they make. I am John O'Poon. I will be your host of the show. Please note that there may be explicit language used during the interview. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to the Unspoken Truths of Digital Leadership. I am John O'Poon. This is my first podcast episode, and the whole reason of this episode is to introduce you, if it's not obvious enough already, to what this podcast show is about. So I've always had this idea of digital leadership, online business, entrepreneurship, and I've always been fascinated by the people who create massive success in the online world, but also the way that they sometimes struggle to keep showing up online because of the amount of pressure, stress, which is what I call the unspoken truths. And also how these people create massive followings, engagement, interaction, and really creating a lifestyle from the decisions that they make, but also how they apply it to their lives and how it affects them as well. Because there's so much going on in the online world with the amount of noise that you have to cut through, but also the amount of negativity that they have to put up with. And this isn't just the online world, but there's also how they apply it to their business offline as well, or lifestyle, in their lifestyle routines, with their family, with their career, but also building a side hustle, whatever it may be. It could even just be a side project for those, some of the guests that I will have. I'll be inviting entrepreneurs, directors, CEOs, executives, coaches, speakers, those that are mainly in the leadership or leading position. Not necessarily that they're leading a massive following, but they show up enough that they have to be responsible and accountable for their behaviors and their actions and their attitudes in how they show up. Because I struggled with this when I first started out in the online world as someone who's quiet, shy, introverted, someone with low confidence. I really struggled to show up online as myself. I've always hidden behind the scenes. I do digital marketing, I do the systems, the implementations, the website design, all the things that shy away from the limelight, right? And so when it came to promoting my services and what I do and who I am and who you're working with, I really struggled to show up, this is a cliche term, but authentically. I struggled to show up as who I am really behind the scenes or in front of the scenes when I tried to promote myself. I had a lot of imposter syndrome. I've also had struggles with stress, mental health, in terms of not burning out physically and mentally, and really showing up for my audience, for my clients, for the people that I surround myself with, my circle. And I had a tremendous, constantly of challenges throughout. So the purpose of this podcast is to bring on experienced entrepreneurs, directors, CEOs, professionals in their fields to share their journey, their experiences, how they applied and dealt with the dark side of mental health, the dark side of our behaviors, which I mean by their beliefs, their values, and conflict with integrity. You know, how to deal with situations that still align with their values, how they shift away from things that don't align with them, decisions and choices that happen within the business world when things aren't aligned with the choices that you make and who you are and how you represent yourself and how you show up. Because in business, in entrepreneurship, in life, you know, you always have people making decisions or people projecting or manipulating your decisions and your choices that could damage your life. And so I wanted other experienced people to share their journey, share their stories, and really go into insight and deep dives of how other people can learn from their experiences. Because I believe when people are speaking their truths and opening up these deep, dark stories that we don't talk about enough, we'll help others who may be going through the same journey or suffering from similar situations, and be of use. Because I really struggled with not having a guide, not having someone to support and guide my journey enough until I obviously started finding my own mentors, my coaches, my friends, and people that I could really interact with and engage with and learn from. And because over the years I've developed such a huge network of professionals, entrepreneurs, directors, CEOs, I've developed a large number of people in my network and people who I learn from, and I believe they have enough wisdom to share and stories that they can help others, because they all believe in what I do, and I help people and they help people, and they truly believe that that's something we just align with, right? My value is growth, and so a lot of the people in my circle are also into growth, but also helping others grow. And so, which is why this podcast came about, because I really wanted to share and get people to share more of their truths to the world, and so that more people can learn about these deep, dark conflicts that we go through and facing, and how to deal with these consequences that we make because of the decisions that we make. And there is so much that we can learn from these people and these guests that I'll bring on, and I believe you will get some nuggets from some of these guests wherever you're at in your current journey, because everyone's on a different path, everyone's in different situations, everyone's in different journeys. Some may apply to you now, some may even apply to you later down the life. We just don't know where it could apply to you, but there will be golden nuggets that I'll pull out in the show notes, in the questions that I'll ask them. There will be different things that you can apply into your life as well. That's some of the lessons that or questions I'll bring out from the guests, in the way that it's actionable, it's applicable, and it's easy to implement. Well, I say easy. It takes time to implement habits, new changes, but something that's easy to get started with. Let's put it that way. And so this is where I'm at with the podcast. I hope you'll find the podcast useful, and that you'll be tuning in on a weekly basis to learn from different guests that we'll bring onto the show. Thank you for listening to the Unspoken Truths of Digital Leadership. I hope you found this insightful and useful. Please remember to subscribe and review the podcast. And if you have found it useful, please feel free to send it and share it to your network, as I will be very appreciative that it will spread and help out more people in the world. If you would like more information or the show notes and resources that I will be providing you, then please go to www.johnopun.com, go to the blog and find the podcast section. Step up, show up and stay up. Take care.